All right, La Jolla by Wilbur Soot. Cool. So remember to please like and subscribe. Any bit of help I can get would be awesome. I like doing these videos, but it takes me a bit of time to learn the songs, and I'm just doing them to help everybody out. So it'd be awesome if I could get something in return. Or if you want, you can give me a donation or buy one of my songs for $1. That would be awesome. Anyway, let's get down to the song. So this is a regular guitar tuned E, A, D, G, B, E, like for most songs. However, he does a weird tuning in this, just like a lot of his other music. What he's doing is he's taking this E string down here, and he's bringing it down a major third to C. He's taking the A string and bringing it down a whole step to G. Everything else is the same. If that doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. There's an easy way to do it. So you get a tuner, put the tuner on, and let's check the guitar. This guitar right now we're kind of in E. So what we want to do is we want to bring it down to a C. Probably the best way to do that, just play it. See your tuner, my tuner says E on it. I'm looking at it. I bring it down. There's so many different kind of tuners. Any one will be fine. Now it says D sharp. Now it says D. Don't be too aggressive with it. Now it says C sharp. Now it says C. What I'm doing right here, sometimes if the tuner gets too low, the tuner doesn't work as well. So I do a harmonic on the 12th fret. I just touch the string. Don't press, just touch at the 12th fret. It goes up an octave, then the tuner likes it better. Cool, so now this is in a C. You can check it by playing a C note on another string. But if you don't know how to do that, that's fine. You can just use the tuner. So then, this is an A string, normally, the 5th string, and we want it to be a G. So right now it says A on my tuner, bring it down, it says G sharp, bring it down again, now it says G. So it's not as far, it doesn't take quite as long. G, do the harmonic, what the heck. Now we check the other strings, they're supposed to be normal. D string, pretty close. Now these last two strings, the 2nd and 1st string, the B and E string, you don't actually use them in the song, so if you don't want to tune them, that's fine. But I don't know, I like to tune everything. Kind of uptight with that stuff. So now that we have everything tuned, all cool, we put the capo on the 5th fret. Now, like I said in my other videos, make sure when you put the capo on, don't put it in the middle. Here's the 4th fret, here's the 5th fret. Everybody does that, including really great professionals that I've met. But I find it puts the guitar a little bit out of tune when you do that. It took me years to figure that out, but that's what happens. So try to go kind of right behind it. Sorry, it's getting a little blurry. This is the 5th fret, and I want to get like right behind it so you can almost barely see it. It's kind of just popping out. Not totally on top because then it won't make any sound. There you go. There's not really that much more out of tune. Now that I put the capo on, let's tune it again just to make sure. Because if you're out of tune, nothing will sound good. Doesn't matter how great you play. So now this string is going to say F because the capo changes the pitch. There you go, that's pretty good. This is going to say C, the 5th string. This one's going to say G, that one's going to say C as well. These last two strings, like I said, we don't play, but I'm going to tune anyway. So this song's cool. There's basically only 2 parts to it, and one of the parts has like a variation. But yeah, and it uses a fingerstyle technique. If you don't know how to do fingerstyle, I have a link to kind of a crash course on how to do that. I don't want to take up too much time in the video explaining how to pluck the string through your fingers and all that. Totally different thing. It's not too hard and really worth learning. There's a lot of great music with it. So basically, let's get right down to it. So you put your 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the 6th string, the low, the fat string, and then you're going to put your 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 5th string. Now, while holding that, sounds familiar, with this hand, the thumb is going to pluck the low string, then the index finger, the 1st finger is going to pluck the 5th string, middle finger is going to pluck the 4th string, and the ring finger is going to pluck the 3rd string. So you're going all the way up. Da, 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 da. And then when you get to the top, you go backwards. it's middle finger on the 4th string, index finger on the 5th string. So now we have, and then 2 more notes. The middle finger plays the 4th string, and the index finger plays the 5th string. So now it's, get up close so you can see my hand. So thumb, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 1st. That was confusing to say and play at the same time. And that's the pattern. Does that twice. Then plays an open 6th string, which is now an F note. This is a bit tricky if you haven't done this before, a hammer-on thing, but very worth getting good at. So I'll show you how to do it. So basically what he's doing is he's playing the 6th string with his thumb, and he's playing the 1st finger. You can do it with your thumb or your 1st finger. It doesn't matter too much because it's not very fast with his hand. And when he plays that 5th string, all left hand, you're doing a hammer-on. You're playing the 5th string, and then you're hammering on with your 1st finger onto the 7th fret, and then while holding that, 3rd finger hammers on to the 9th fret. What the heck is a hammer-on, you're thinking? So basically what it is making a pitch without using this hand to pluck anything. How do you do that? It's tricky, it takes a bit of practice, but the best way to practice it is just play the note with the right hand and then try to smack it. It's not about hitting it really hard, although it helps a little bit. It's more about speed and accuracy. I'm not using that much energy. Just hitting it really fast and right in the sweet spot in the middle of my finger, right behind that fret. And then I'm doing the same thing with the next finger. See, plucking once with this hand, and then if you do it really fast, it just sounds like diddly. So it's pluck, pluck, hammer, and then pluck it again. Again, thumb on the low string, 1st finger on the 5th string, hammer 1st finger, hammer 3rd finger, and then take it off, pluck the 5th string. That's really slow motion, so it's up to speed. Takes a bit of practice. Start it really, really slow, just going, trying to get those hammers nice and clean. Slowly speed it up. You know how the song goes in your head, so it shouldn't be hard to get it once you get the technique down. Last one was weird. And then you put the two together. So that's that basic first part. Sometimes he does a variation. We'll go through all this when we're done, where he goes the first time like this, and then the second roll through, we call that a roll, doing this. Instead of doing that 2 times, the second time he goes, he puts his 1st finger on the 7th fret of the D string, or the 4th string. So everything else is the same. That there the second time, and then just like before. When I piece it together in the end, that'll make more sense, but it's such a small little thing, it's not even a big deal. And then the other part that he does, which is great because it's much easier than the other part, is it's pretty simple actually. He takes that 1st chord that we already know in the 1st pattern, then he takes off his 2nd finger, so now it's open. His 1st finger on the 7th fret of the low string. That's the 6th string. And then he takes both off and just plays the 6th string and the 5th string together. So in slow motion, it's 2nd finger off, 1st finger on the 7th fret, play both of the low hard to say and do at the same time. It's really cool. So that's basically the whole song is those three little things. And by three little things, I meant the first one is this. The second thing is then he puts his first finger and then does this again. And the last one now we can go through the form of the whole song. I'm tempted to kind of play along with it while I do it, but I think I'll just talk through it this time. So there's an intro. In the intro, he does the first thing I explained. 2 times. And the hammer-on thing. He does it again. Now he does that all again, but this time through, he does on the second time of the first roll, he puts his first finger down. Sounds confusing. I'll play it. It's like this. Then the first finger down. Then the hammer. Then the first finger down. Then he goes through the whole verse where he starts singing. So he's playing this part. Does that 4 times. Then he does the other one where he adds his first finger. 2 times. This is the second time. Then he goes back to the first one again, where he doesn't put his first finger. Trick. On the last one, he goes and open F. That was a mistake, just those last 2. Then he's done singing for a little bit. He goes into an instrumental part where it's this chord and open. This is the other part. And first finger. And then open. He does this twice. Then the vocals come in again. I could go away, I think that's what he's saying. And he keeps playing that part while he's singing. He does this 4 times. On the 4th time, he holds this a little longer. It's more like... Then it goes back into the chorus, which is maybe one day I'll live in La Jolla, and it goes back to this old part. Does that 2 times. Now he does the variation. Putting the first finger down. Hammer. Does that 2 times. Back to the old one again, without the first finger. Does that 2 times. Then he does the variation 1 time. First. Here's the last thing, the ending. Does the first version and then just finishes with that, like that. So as you can see, it's kind of like it's almost like there's a tricky technique, but once you get it down, that's pretty much the whole song. And just for kicks, let's play along with it. Hold on a second. Here we go. Here's the intro. probably asking, how did I remember all that? Well, the answer is I wrote it down. But also, another thing to put about, also forget, like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. This variation thing I keep talking about, where sometimes he puts his first finger and sometimes he doesn't, it's such a little thing. If you never did it, or did it all the time, I don't think it would matter too much. To be honest, I don't think he's doing that either. He's playing by himself. It's a nice song. I think he's kind of almost doing it when he feels it. I don't think he's being super strict, so I don't think you should either. Most important thing is to get that nice and in time, and get this fingerstyle thing in good tempo, just like a clock. And then, obviously this part, which is pretty easy. If you can do the first part, you can do that. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching and liking the videos, and I hope you enjoy it. See you later.